Okay, day 6 of flipping this prop firm account 70k, and we caught our first win, right? I'll go through all the metrics. Today is the 8th of December. As you can see, 8th of December, one trade, one win. Got the TradeZilla here and everything. Pretty simple, pretty simple. So the trade was USD Chef, and honestly, this went really well. The only thing that really annoyed me about this was my alert didn't go off at this time here. So I set my alert to tell me when it closes above this zone. So when it closed above this zone, I was supposed to get an alert, and I didn't. I just happened to wake up, and I woke up and I thought to myself, "There's no way it hasn't gone above this zone yet, and I haven't had an alert." And I woke up, and it was literally, it was on this candlestick here. So I bought, and then I got the alert for it going above like an hour later, and I think it's because I have the time sensitivity thing. So I'm gonna take that off, or I'm just gonna have my laptop open, just so I can get the notifications. Anyway, going into this trade, if you trade CCT, then you already know this was a very, very, very good setup. I knew I was probably gonna enter on this pair or AUD USD, which, to be honest, I might enter later on today, just depending on if it hits the criteria. So I already said this on my Telegram. I said, I put the drawings and stuff like that, and that's where I'll be calling out my trades, win, lose or draw, if I'm in there and what I'm looking at. So if you wanna like see it in real time, you can join there. Link is in the description. So once again, CCT. So we already know how we trade this, right? So what we're waiting for is literally, let me get this replay mode, select this bar. So yeah, so on Friday when I checked the charts, this is what I saw, and you know what we're looking for. We're just yeah. So what we're waiting for is we are waiting for. So let me explain this properly, right? So on Friday, or whatever day you're on, is you're waiting for price to break out above the previous day's wicks, right? So or closes. So what I mean is you're waiting for it to break out above here and close, not just wick and then close back inside. It's like break out and close above here for buys, or break out and close below here for sells. And then of course that's what we had here. So what you do there is, you just draw here. I make mine blue. And then what you do is literally you just go down to the 15-minute. Let me go select. So Friday close was here. And then obviously you have this line drawn that you've already drawn on the daily. And then all you want to do is you just go on here, which I know I said I didn't get the alert today, but oh, I think it's because I'm in bar replay mode. I can't show you. But all you're gonna do is you're just gonna set an alert, right? Let me just go out of it just so I can explain. So you're just gonna go like this, boom, add alert on horizontal ray. What I do is I do closing down, and then once the bar closes, and then I create, right? And then I set that, and then you have the alert ready. And then of course, so let me just go back now so I can explain. So what should happen, and I know it didn't happen for me last night, but is you should get an alert when it goes below, which happens here. And don't forget, we're not just looking for a wick below, we're waiting for a break and close below. Once it breaks and closes below, what you're gonna do is you're just gonna track the ranges, which is this, right? So in this scenario, what you're waiting for is you're waiting for it to break out, not just above the blue line, but you're waiting for it to break out above the box. Then you're gonna enter. Now, of course, we know it didn't happen there. It carried on going down for a little bit, carried on going down a little bit. And then what I should have mentioned is because of course you don't want to be watching the chart for this whole time. This is like a couple hours. This is quite a few hours here. So you're going to set an alert at the level again, so that when it breaks above, you have you can just check it, and then it's probably going to be breaking out from the previous range, which I'll explain here. So you're going to be, okay, cool, here, right? This is where I should have been alerted, but I wasn't. But anyway, so what you'll do is you'll get the alert. So you'll get the alert here. You're going to check the chart, and then you're going to see that it just broke past the previous zone, right? And it's broken above the blue line and the zone, right? And that's all the criteria that you need. That's why I love CCT. It's just mechanical. It's like, did it hit the criteria? Okay, enter, right? And then if I had got the alert, I would have probably had a slightly better entry, probably there or maybe there, whatever. But like I said, I woke up on the next one. I woke up here, then I entered here. That was my actual entry. Now, I did see in Cramson's Telegram, someone put their stop loss. Hold on, let me do a second one. So someone put their stop loss here, which was very bold, and it worked out. That was a 1-4 for them. I saw a few people putting their stop loss here, like in this range. Me, I put it here, first trade of the week. I just want to stick to my rules, put it there, just because, for example, right, if I put it here and then price does this, right, let me show you how I think. If price does this, right, and it goes into profit, and it does this, and it goes there, and then it does that, and then it goes to that could happen, and I've seen that happen a lot, where like, okay, it takes you out, but technically the trade isn't invalidated, right? And then you can go back like that, and then eventually your TP, and then you're kicking yourself because you knew you didn't put your TP at the right, your SR at the right place. Same thing with here. I didn't want to put it there just because, you know, even when I'm back testing, I've seen sometimes, you know, price will do some funny stuff like this, taking you out, but hasn't taken out this low, and then, you know, it eventually goes to TP. Shout out to the guys that had tighter stop losses and hit the TP today. But anyway, this hit, really happy with this. Yeah, it wasn't really in drawdown for much. It looks like it probably will continue to push up, but it's fine. I got my 1-to-1, and when it comes to flipping the 70k account, these are the metrics here. This is the balance. What else do you need to see? Yeah. So technically I am 1.1% in drawdown, well, on the whole account, which is fine. Once again, it only takes a few trades for me to go back to, basically on my next trade, I'll be back break even. If it's just a 1-to-1, if it's a 1-to-2, then I'll be in profit, and you know how that goes. So anti traders probably just gonna say the same thing here. This was the trade that I took. I don't know if it gives me any extra metrics, but yeah, that went really well. The main thing that I'm focusing on is I like the video that Cramson dropped during the weekend, right? So redefining what a win is for me. So of course, when I was starting, I was always thinking, okay, the win is, you know, you have to flip the account super quick, or every single trade you take, it has to hit TP. Now redefining that is, for me, is, did I follow my rules? Did I follow my rules, and that was it? If I follow my rules and it sorts me out, that's completely fine. Like for example, on my first trade last week on Monday, it was this one here, right? Let me go to 15-minute. Here, I was completely fine with this because I follow my rules, and it is what it is. It ended up taking off later, which is fine, but I follow my rules, right? So I'm completely fine with that. I don't beat myself up for that. The worst situation as a trader is to be, well, there's two. You don't see your setup, you don't follow your rules, and then you lose money, and then you're kicking yourself even more because you knew you didn't follow your rules. And then the second one, which is, you know, it might make you feel good short term, but long term, you know, deep down it's not good. So the second one is you take the trade, right? And even if it hits TP, you know that you didn't follow your rules, and you know that you really just got lucky, right? Which is building a bad habit. So that's just gonna be my motto going into next week. I mean, going into this week, just be mechanical with it. Win, lose, or draw. I know that this has an edge. I just need to stick to it, and just refine. So possibly I might be entering on this. Once again, it's the same thing. I'll just be waiting for this to go like that, and then create like its little range or whatever, and then wait for the breakout, and then. So if that happens today, I'll take it and I'll make another video. If it happens tomorrow, if it never happens, it is what it is. But yeah, I saw quite a lot of people caught this exact trade, so that's really good. All right, guys, take care and God bless. Let's crush it this week.